So suddenly I thought, well, you know, I've got a 9-month sabbatical, and wouldn't it be great to rediscover and pursue something that I've always dreamed could be possible, and that would be to take the caricature, the world of caricature, but this time instead of just having it static, making it talk back to you. And not only talk back to you if possible, maybe even talk back to you in real time where you could have a conversation with him. Who you're looking at. You could be sitting there interviewing George Bush here, but actually it's a cartoon 3D marionette, I would call it, digital marionette, manipulated by Cal over there. And it would be magic. It would be political cartoons come alive into a new realm. And now with the magic of computers and software and using the brain power of the people here at UMBC, I made this proposal to them. I said, can we do this? Is this something that you'd be interested in? And they said, when can we get together?
We're always looking for really interesting projects. And an interesting project has a creative side to it, a content side, and has a way for students to plug into it as well as the general public. And in December, I got a phone call that Cal wanted to meet with the Imaging Research Center. He had an idea, and it was great. There was just no doubt that this experiment, this idea of moving political cartooning, which has usually been the domain of 2D, print, graphics, moving it into 3D, moving it into real-time digital puppetry, making it available almost on a daily basis, being able to produce a quick shot, was really important. But the secondary aspect, which is just as important, was the opportunity to have Cal here as an artist in resident, working with the students on campus. It's just been great.
The first thing that we needed to do was to build a really good likeness in 3D. We thought, how about we try this? I'll do a sculpture. I'll make a life-size bust of George W. Bush, and then we will scan that and introduce that into the computer that way. And that way I have control over the actual complete likeness and imagery, and it'll give then the animators at UMBC a real working product to start with. At that point, the character will be mapped. That is, all of the features broke down. He'll be covered with a web of little polygons, and those polygons can then be grabbed and manipulated and moved.
There's been a very nice energy, a collaborative energy about this whole project, and everyone's been really interested in helping out. To accomplish this project, I knew it was going to be a collaborative effort, and it was going to involve a number of entities. One of the most important ones, besides Cal obviously creating the work and the Imaging Research Center doing the animation, was scanning with a laser, getting the data set of the 3D model of George Bush. And we had worked in the past with a company called Direct Dimensions, Michael Raphael, and I knew it was a perfect match, and he jumped on it too.
This was in my brain and this was in your brain, and now we're seeing it really happening. It's pretty impressive. Oh man, if we can make that thing move, it's going to be unbelievable. And what the next step is, after we have the head now computer as a digital creature, we are going to try to turn it into this puppet.
So this is the finished geometry that I exported from SciSlice.
Show a profile. I think the profile, for some reason, to me, still stands out as some of the strongest, look of him. For some reason, I don't know why.
Again, that could be photorealism, where we try to make it look like a real eye, or you could draw it.
Wow.
Or you could do cross-hatching, or whatever.
Amazing.
I can produce another map for each eye, the same way I did for the head.
Okay. Cool.
At this point in the process, I basically have to rig the model that I've created for animation, and that's going to involve working with Cal and viewing the drawings of the shapes that he knows he wants us to create to get the proper caricature of the president. Since he knows the president's face more than anyone at this point, I'd venture to say, he's going to have to work with me in terms of translating his feel for the character. And so I'm probably going to be staring at Cal making a lot of faces and looking at his drawings a lot to sort of try and recapture that in the model that we've created. We've already got it visually looking like his bust that he created. Now we have to sort of bring it to life, in the way in which he sees the president moving and acting.
Yeah. And because it's a caricature, so we're going to take everything another 25% further than it really should go.
Now that we have our model reorganized, we're able to take it into our animation package and sort of start start getting some shapes, start moving the model around, start creating the character that Cal wants to bring to life, so to speak. What I had to do then was basically make many duplicates of this single head into several sort of iterations and different, facial expressions to sort of capture all the different qualities that he wants to show. And using those shapes that I just created, I can start to have the president do what I want him to do, which is great. It's funny, as soon as you give a character eyes and you allow them to start moving is when they really start to feel alive and like they're starting to look back at you, so to speak. This current setup here is going to be for a series of time-based works where I'm doing keyframe animation and sort of export them out to video files. And, but we're also taking all the mouth shapes that I created here, all the models and the teeth and everything, and I'm handing them over to our real-time programmer, Shane, and he's going to script all of the interactivity to really allow Cal to control this model on the fly as a digital puppet.
We're essentially playing the puppet like a musical instrument with sort of these off-the-shelf controllers, which makes it really cost-effective, and these things are really rugged and robust and easy to use. So it makes it kind of easy way to get control of this guy. In this case, we're able to take the motion from a joystick or a throttle kind of game controller and use that to talk to Virtuals, which is the software that we use for it's a real-time game engine that can make the puppet, come to life.
I do not speak on the side of my mouth. Isn't that right? Getting the hang of this. I will be lip syncing in good time. Got it? Eric, where's my eyeballs? Where'd they go? I need them now. Gotta look Putin right in the eye. I can't do it without my eyeballs. There we go.
Well, you know, I am a big fan of Cal Ripken. If he's drawn, he must be really good.
Yeah, it's a different guy. You're thinking of the baseball fella. He retired.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right. What? Oh, hold on a second. There's some boys down there. Whoa, boys, what are you doing? Leave that poor guy behind there alone. He doesn't know how he's doing. And here in the United States, we take for granted